Hi, my name is Adabara. I'm the partner technical leader for UK partners at Databricks. This is the first episode of our Champions Spotlight series, and we're really excited to have Bianca from UniFi here with us today. Hello, Bianca.
Hi, Deborah. Thank you for having me.
Fantastic. Thanks for joining us. So today we're going to have a conversation and go through some questions so that people who might be thinking about becoming a Databricks partner or a Databricks champion can get I guess some wisdom and some advice out of you. So thanks for joining us and thanks for giving us some of your time today to go through a few questions that I've got here. Um, so to get things started, Bianca, for anyone who hasn't met you, who is Bianca and what do you do at UniFi?
It's a tough one. It's the first one.
Yeah.
But usually I don't like to talk too much about myself, rather the work that I am doing.
Okay.
But if I was to say something about myself, or usually when I'm being asked, I'm a data obsessed problem solver, but actually it's more than that. I am also a dreamer. I didn't come up into data just because I love tools. I came into data because I'm fascinated how decisions get made and how often they have made with incompetent or with poor information. At UniFi, I'm a chief data officer. In practice, what that means? It means that I sit at the intersection of strategy, architecture, delivery, and people. And I want to put the emphasis onto the people. I help customers shape where they are going with data and AI, but I'm also deeply hands-on, and this is why I'm a Databricks champion. I'm reviewing the architecture. I'm jumping into Databricks inside, into the code, onto the pipelines, into those broken pipelines. I'm coaching the engineers, and I'm translating business intent into something that actually works into production. I also care a lot about why we are building something, not just how. And I care, as I said, about the humans around the platform more than the technology itself.
Fantastic. Thanks for that. And so UniFi is, when I say relatively new partner, it's a partner that has joined our partnership, I would say like over the last year, but is quickly rising up the ranks. So just looking at UniFi, what area does UniFi focus on and what sort of customers do you typically work with?
UniFi was intentionally created as a pure play Databricks consultancy. This is why I have joined the Databricks ecosystem because of the UniFi. I mean, I joined a long time ago. I have plenty experience on Databricks, but I felt that it was missing that pure play consultancy. Just on it. We don't do everything. That's not our story. We are focusing on Databricks and we are delivering with excellence. Our focus is helping organizations that are stuck between the ambition and the reality. They want AI, they want automation, real-time insights, but they are operating in regulated, complex, high environments, high-risk environments, but also don't have maybe the internal talent and they need additional support. We hire the best into the domains, into our UniFi. There are almost six Databricks champions, if I'm not right. That Vara, you can confirm that. But we have our rising stars inside UniFi as well, and we are actively working to be the best onto the Databricks space and doing a lot of investment from that perspective. We work a
Absolutely.
lot with public sector, healthcare, housing, financial services, retails, places where governance, trust, and auditability matter just as much as the speed because everyone wants to move now fast, fast, fast. Um, Most the customers that are coming to us is because their data estate has grown organically but quite painfully. So Databricks becomes that place where things finally came together and is scalable, governed, and future-proof. And we are delivering that with excellence.
Okay, awesome. Thanks. So yes, you are a Databricks champion, right? But you're also a Databricks MVP. So I don't know, what does that mean to you being a Databricks champion as well as an MVP, and what does that even mean being a champion and an MVP at Databricks?
So they mean validation, but I'm not talking from the ego perspective, but I'm talking from the impact. It's a recognition of the impact of what I'm currently doing. I'm not chasing the titles. I'm chasing the learnings, the outcomes, and helping others not repeating my mistakes because I'm human. I do make mistakes sometimes. I'm maybe given the wrong answer, but it's about sharing those lessons learned, especially the uncomfortable ones, because everyone is happy to talk about the success. Professionally, they come with responsibility. Being a champion and an MVP isn't about being the smartest person in the room. It's about being trusted, and it's being trusted by Databricks because I've earned these titles from Databricks now. It means being trusted by the customers that I'm doing my best, but also trusted by the community because the Databricks community is so huge, and I'm also helping on to that side.
Fantastic, thank you. And so just to bring it all together, right? So obviously, in terms of areas that someone can specialize in terms of data platforms, right? There's choice, right? I won't mention every other competitor, but you've chosen to double down on your sort of Databricks expertise and influence. I don't know what sort of drew you to Databricks. Who knows? You might have other platforms that you're a specialist as well or not, but I'm just interested in what has drawn you to Databricks.
It's a good point. Personally, I reached up the point into my career where I was just tired of switching together ecosystems that never quite aligned. Warehouses here, ML platforms there, exporting the data. From client perspective, I could say that spreadsheets, they were just exported out of the dashboards, and I needed to figure out the governance um, and to think about it. So Databricks was the first platform where data engineering, analytics, AI now and governance just felt designed to coexist, not to compete. It wasn't perfect from the beginning. I had my moments, right? But it was opinionated into the right place, and it allowed me to think the solution more and onto the business outcomes instead of worrying of the tools that I need to use.
Mhm. Okay, fantastic. Thank you. So now what we're going to do is we're going to move on now to just looking at like a specific customer scenarios in terms of where Databricks has made a difference. So, for example, again, we don't need to mention any names, but if you could think about a specific customer, right, that you're currently working with or have recently worked with, think about their journey where they've come to you with a problem, to help them solve that problem using the Databricks platform. For that particular customer, what sort of problem or challenge were they facing? What was that pain before Databricks? What was your team and yourself asked to solve? And then, how have you then used the Databricks platform to solve that problem? And, how is life looking for the customer now? Maybe it's solved, maybe it's still ongoing, so just that journey from, what their pain was, how you've then deployed Databricks and where things are currently sitting with that customer without naming names.
So at UniFi, we have currently multiple projects ongoing. even if we are just 6 months in and 6 months onto my role. But one of the recent projects that I enjoyed more, it's not fair to say that for our clients, but I have my preference for public sector, has always been the case. So one project was with the UK Housing Association, responsible for tens of thousands of properties across multiple regions, of course, in UK. The turning point was not just better dashboards or a better platform for the team to operate on. It was shifting about how they made decisions about the homes, people, and place, because people need homes to live. So it was more than the platform itself. Databricks became the platform where the operational data, the location intelligence, and emerging the AI capabilities finally came together to help people.
Okay.
So you ask about there were multiple questions in there. So you ask about the customer situation before Databricks. So
Yeah, I guess maybe what features of Databricks did you use or deploy to then help them solve their problem, right? So was it them trying to better understand how to allocate housing to people who needed housing or to monitor their inventory and then which features of Databricks have you used to help them achieve whatever that goal was that they wanted to achieve?
so let me take one question by the time. So the customer situation before coming in with this solution, they have multiple legacy systems for housing, repairs, tenancy, finance, location data that existed, but they didn't have actual reports using geospatial features.
Yeah.
Analysts were spending a lot of their time switching between reports, between systems. So the biggest pain point was the place-based questions, which are fundamental into housing. So the ask was to help them answer to questions like, I don't know, help us to understand our housing stocks, tenants, and risk by location. Help us prioritize interventions before issues escalate. What do we need to repair? They needed this into an audible, explainable way and scalable, and they needed to prioritize, for example, repairs that were
Mhm.
onto a certain location. AI was part of the ambition as well, but only if was added value. Okay, not noise, I would say.
Okay. Okay. Great stuff. Thanks for sharing that. And now, not based on this particular customer, right? Just in general, given your experience across different Databricks, projects and implementations, are there any sort of, I don't know, maybe two to three or one best practice, in terms of integration patterns, things that you notice that, you know what, if you follow things in this certain way, you're likely to have a successful project on Databricks. Just so, people watching this thinking about, things that I should take into account to try and increase the chances of this Databricks project or integration, whether it's integration patterns or how you think about running the project or whatever it might be, right? Are there any sort of two to three best practice that you think or has worked well for you across the different projects you've worked on?
So I will start by saying something, and people that have been watching my journey probably will already spot the repeating phrase, build for your stakeholders. Not the perfect solution. Don't be in a rush to find the perfect solution technically. You are not building for yourself, you are building for your stakeholders. So I will say that before everything, you need that strong business engagement and to understand for whom you are building the solution. Because nowadays on Databricks, the possibility of building something is the limit is the sky. literally. Okay, you can build everything on Databricks, but it needs to be valuable and it needs to be used by the stakeholders. So I will start with that. I know that wasn't onto your list, but that's something that worked very well for me and my team at UniFi.
Okay.
Governance by design. Unity catalog is there, make use of it and put it from day one. And look at small valuable data products. Don't try to do everything at once. Run, I don't know, programs for 1 year, 2 year longs because you might end up not being used. Just do small iterations because now running a POC in database can be achieved sometimes even in minutes. And with the AI side, if you are going to give it a try in less than 1 day, you can build a full automated solution. So build a small being used. Have that clear data ownership. It will help you. Make sure that you are using the features from Databricks. You have automated monitoring, testing. I hope that is that is enough.
Yeah,
I can
yeah.
think of others as well from delivery
Fantastic. Thank you.
perspective.
No, no, you covered
Um,
the key points there. Really good.
But I think we need to get away from the trap of treating database like a traditional warehouse. That's I know that is not a pattern, actually an anti-pattern,
Mhm.
but you need to think of database as an ecosystem, not just as a data warehouse.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, we're definitely not just a data warehouse. So I'll agree with you on that point. So then following on for that from that question, but looking at it now from the other side, are there certain mistakes or certain anti-patterns or certain no-nos, right? In terms of like if you do that, then you're likely setting yourself up for failure, or like that's going to cause troubles down the way, or just things to avoid, right? As for somebody who is a Databricks practitioner, again, I know it's broad and maybe vague, but are there scenarios where there are one or two lessons where you're saying, avoid this or avoid that to, not to run into trouble further down the line?
Engineering to earlier. If your customer is just at the beginning of the Databricks journey, make sure that the foundations are in place, the data is being ingested, follow the medallion architecture. Do not rush onto building already an AI solution. Make sure that the client has the right foundation in place. Treat Databricks as the house of the client. Think it. You need to have the foundation in place, and it is easy nowadays to do that on Databricks. Use the skills that the existing team of the client. I'm talking from the client perspective because I'm talking from the consultancy point of view. This is why I'm referring to that. But this applies also if you are part. Of a team that delivers a product. This is applied as well to that side. Use the existing skills into the team. There is a misconception that you need to use Spark to build things on Databricks, and they just jump and they are trying to learn Spark, and they end up with pipelines uh, that they can't optimize. Use SQL. SQL is still your best friend, and everything that is achievable in database can be done using just SQL. I guarantee you that, especially onto the data engineering, everything is possible. And on the AI, use the interface. And after that, for deployments, if you go in there, you will be able to export your workflows and you will have the automated way. Do not jump onto writing Spark from the beginning, especially if your team doesn't have the skills.
Fantastic. Thank you. Um, so thinking, okay, bringing it back now to your role as a Databricks champion, or what it means to be a Databricks champion. Of course, you are a um, a leader within your organization, aside from being a champion. But in terms of being a champion, are there specific roles? And I think you said it earlier, right? Responsibilities. Are there certain responsibilities that then you have to fulfill internally? I don't know whether it's enabling people internally or shaping deals and so on and so forth? Like what does being a champion mean in terms of responsibilities internally? Because some people can become champions and do nothing with it, or other people become champions and then do something with it. So I'm just wondering what your view is on being a champion and the responsibilities that it brings internally for you in your organization.
That's actually a great question. I want to believe that I am doing my part as a Databricks champion because I consider also a responsibility having this title. And more than that, as I said, we have multiple champions within UniFi. So we as a group shape delivery standards. It needs to be at the center standard. We actively participate into calls and making sure that we are up to date with every single feature of Databricks. Together we mentor the new engineers because we have a broader team, but after these calls where we find out what is new onto Databricks, we go back, we share that information. Sometimes we just write emails for the clients to inform them. Uh, as Databricks champions, we support the deal design into this consultancy ecosystem. You are going to need to design, but it needs to be following the standards and to be
Yeah.
at that level. Once you have that title, people expect a certain outcome from you at a certain level. And we as champion act as the bridge between Databricks, UniFi, and customers. What that means? If they need a feature that doesn't exist, as a champion, I will message you at the bar sometimes
Yeah.
asking you if it's coming out or not. If it's possible to discuss with the product team. I will add in here the MVP status because I'm an MVP. I also get early access with features before they become public preview. I test them before. I let know the community that is building, that is responsible for that feature, what is working and what not. I spend the time investing onto learning because I don't know everything just by magic. People think that, oh, Bianca, you are so talented. No, it's about investing the time to upskill also myself.
Fantastic. Thank you. Thank you. So the at Databricks, right, we are lucky and fortunate that we have a lot of organizations and consulting firms and so on who want to become Databricks partners and join the partnership, and then they need to sort of navigate their way through the partnership and move up the ranks. In my own view, I think, as I said earlier, UniFi is doing a good job at sort of rising up the ranks, despite being a new partner. So based on that, I mean, I don't know if you have any sort of thoughts or ideas for people who are new partners or thinking about becoming Databricks partners, how they should be thinking about their first 6 to 12 months, if they want to also rise up the rank. But, I'm not asking you to give away your secret sauce, but if there's any advice that you can share, that would be good because I think your UniFi has done, a good job in terms of navigating that Databricks partnership.
Okay, if I was to give an advice, I would say pick a niche. It's even from my answers, you already saw that I have a preference
Mhm.
for a segment.
Yes.
So they should focus not on a broad spectrum of clients. Maybe select a niche one to be target and to build solutions for that. Deliver well. Be
Mhm.
honest about what is going wrong on a project. Build that trust.
Mhm.
Um, and one of the most important is don't just chase logos, chase outcomes. There are great companies out there that no one's know about them. Pick up also those, not just the ones that are most known and go on to bid wars. No, focus also onto the startups and what you can bring as an addition to the Databricks ecosystem.
Thank you. Thanks for that. Again, now bringing it back to champions. You see, we're going, we're going there. Always bringing it back to champions, but bringing it back to champions. There are people who might also consider or want to become a Databricks champion, and they might not even know where to start from. Especially someone who's like starting from scratch, right? They don't have Databricks experience, nothing. They think they want to become a Databricks champion one day. So how would you advise them in terms of where do they start from? There's like, doing courses, there's looking for hands-on projects, there's certification, there's so many different things, right? But how would you advise them to start, where to start from in order to begin that Databricks journey to then ultimately becoming a champion?
So everyone has the impression that Databricks Champions is about certifications. It's not. Okay, and I literally receive even daily questions about how to take a Databricks certification. I want to say that certifications support credibility, but they don't replace experience. So I will say focus on real projects first. If you are at the beginning, start with the course. Once you have completed the course, do a pet project. Do something that you are passionate about and apply what you have learned. Build your portfolio. Then come to the Databricks community. There is a fantastic Databricks community online. Share your learnings. Ask for more support on what to build next, and take the feedback on what to improve. Uh, Leave the certification for a last stage, I will say. One After you have that experience, do not rush into taking. And even onto the Databricks website is stated, take one certification after 1 year, after 2 years of experience. It's not stated in there for nothing. It has its role. So I will repeat, real projects.
Fantastic. Couple more questions. We're almost done. The time has gone really quickly. Databricks, I think there might be people who might have an opinion where Databricks is primarily for technical users. Um, I don't know if you've seen any changes in the kind of people who could derive value or use Databricks, but would if there are people who are not non-technical, like business users who want to work with data, right? But they might not be able to write, SQL code, or they might not be able to write Python and all of that, right? Like people like that, do they, from your
They
perspective?
are the consumers. They are the consumers. They are at the center of it. Databricks is not just a technical platform. The purpose of the product is not to entertain the technical people so they can have something to build and to be proud about. It has a real focus to be used in every single element in there into the market, from marketing campaign, okay, to matching patient data with and running trials to see if I don't know, a drug is good, to see the drug impact, to housing, as I was telling you before, and to identify those risk tenants that they want to leave the house. There are endless possibilities. And as data engineers, data architects, we should put the emphasis on that Databricks is not a technical platform. We can build all these wonderful things, but the outcome is for the stakeholders and to use it. And Databricks is making that even more accessible with Databricks One, for example. We are just going to couple in and come, and they have their own place. They don't need to write any sort of code.
Mhm.
And they have everything available that we are building as data engineers. But more than that, if a non-technical person just wants to see the data engineering world, or the data science. Why not? They don't need to actually know how to write code. There are AI assistants already embedded into the Databricks environment, and they can do almost everything that us as a data engineers are doing by code. And I think that was this a decision, a good one. Okay, to have all these sorts of enablement into Databricks for non-technical use, to get away from the myth that Databricks is just for technical people, because it's not right. Database wasn't built for data practitioners. Was built for real outcomes and real business problem solving.
Yeah, and in fact, that ties into our mission at Databricks, right, which is to democratize data and AI. So yes, we definitely want to be reaching the non-technical users as well. So great that you see it that way as well. So just to wrap up now, just last couple of questions. I call this like just a quick fire. You can give one word answers or one sentence, not too long.
Okay.
Is there, if you think about the different features on Databricks, is there one feature that you're most excited about in terms of Databricks features or capabilities?
Agent breaks.
Agent Brick.
Yes, yes, for sure.
Yeah, so that's our agentic AI solution. Okay, fantastic. And it's actually one of the biggest growth areas for Databricks as well right now. So Agent Bricks, awesome. Okay. Also on Databricks features or capabilities, I don't know, is there one sort of underrated capability or feature of Databricks? Some, what a feature or capability that is there that maybe a lot of people don't use or, is underrated. I don't know. What would you say?
Governance and lineage. I think people are aware of the Unity catalog, but
Yeah,
they are not using it at the level they should for the governance and for the lineage. There
Lineage.
were
Okay.
more than one or two words in there, but I hope it's all right.
Yeah, no, more than one word is fine. Okay. And then last question. If there was one resource, whether it's a course, a book, a repo, whatever it is, that you would recommend for somebody who wanted to, it could be a new person or an existing practitioner who wanted to build on their expertise, like what resource would you say, hey, go there and use that resource to develop your Databricks skills and capability?
Online database community. You can find in their advice from career to take the certifications, how to solve problems. You are going to find all possible questions in there with already answers.
Is that so where's that hosted? Is that hosted by Databricks or is that Reddit or which one?
It is hosted by Databricks,
Okay.
but I'm a contributor as well, and part of my team is on that community as well.
Okay. So if
But
they
it's
just type into
hosted by
Google,
Databricks.
just go on Google online Databricks community, they'll find it.
Yes.
Okay.
And do not forget about the Databricks Academy and
The
the
data.
Databricks Learning Festivals if you are into that and you want to take your certifications. There are too many to choose from, but you will find all this information onto the Databricks community as well. So this is why I picked up the Databricks community.
Fantastic, fantastic. Thank you so much, Bianca. Some really good nuggets and advice that I'm sure a lot of people will find really valuable. So, thank you very much for your time. Thanks for all of the knowledge, and look forward to continuing to partner with you as a trusted Databricks partner, champion, and MVP.
Thank you very much for the trust, Advara. And as a final advice for the community, build for trust in your
Beautiful.
data, in your platform, and not list your people. So I will see you next time, and why not follow us online and follow Advara and what is doing with the Databricks Champions community. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you. Thanks.